Hello everybody, welcome to the first episode of Who Wants to Be a Monado Heir? I'm your host, K Jewelers, and today I'm joined by my first guest for our very first episode. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everybody, thank you for joining us all today, or watching this if you're not seeing us live, but my name is Chris. Thank you for having me on the show, Kevin.
Yeah, anytime. No, this is something I've wanted to get off the ground for quite some time, so I'm happy we're able to get this going, and I'm excited. It should be a good time. So, just as a heads up, what the Who Wants to Be a Monado Heir, the general idea is going to be, is I'm going to have guests on the show, and we're going to go through and ask a series of questions and eventually reach 1 million gold. It's not dollars. We're working with gold because we're in Xenoblade. As a result of that, because it is kind of a parody of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and we're asking a lot of Xenoblade related questions going from Xenoblade 1, X, and 2, there will be spoilers here, so if you don't want to be spoiled about any of those titles, I would suggest playing those games and then coming back and watching when this turns into a video. But if you don't really care about the spoilers, or you have beaten the games, as I usually just say in all my videos, welcome. So we're good to go then. So,
yes.
What we have here is a setup, just like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We have 15 different questions, Chris, that we're going to be going through, and we have 4 lifelines that we're going to be working with. Not 3, but 4. And so our first lifeline that we have here is probably one you're very familiar with. Anybody that's seen the show is Amalphus. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say the general idea is what you've seen before. Probably haven't heard of the name. What Amalphus's role will be ask the audience. So, with Amalphus, if Chris is stumped on a certain question, I can go and poll you in the Twitch chat and help him figure out what the right answer is. Our next one that we have here is Aegis. Aegis is phone a friend. So, if you're stuck, you need to use Aegis. We'll pull a friend in here, hopefully help you get that out. You will have 30 seconds to answer the question, so it can't take too long. A third lifeline is Klaus. Klaus is going to be a 50-50. I will cross off 2 incorrect answers off the board, leaving 1 incorrect and 1 correct answer that you're able to choose from. And then finally, the last one, which is, I would say, very unique to what we're doing here, is Shulk. Now, what Shulk does is you will receive a vision of a future question. So let's say, for example, you are on question 10 and decide to use Shulk. You activate a vision, and I will show you a picture or short video related to the answer for either for question 11 through 15. It could be any one of those, and it's not going to be like the exact image matching up with it, but something related that'll help you get that answer. So it's a lifeline that's best used later into the game. Now, Chris, do you have any questions about any of those lifelines?
I am good to go.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Now, Chris, as we're going into this, what exactly has been your experience with the Xenoblade series, or just the Xeno series in general?
Well, and I think this is going to be similar to your first experience with Xenoblade, if I remember correctly, but when Shulk first came out in Smash Bros., that's when I knew it was going to be inevitable that I was going to have to play this game. I had heard Xenoblade and the hype around it because it has a very unusual history or origin story, I guess, to say the least. Because it's possible we didn't even get it in the US, but when Shulk came to Smash, I knew that I was going to have to play this game at some point because of all the talk of how great the story was. I'm a very big sucker for a good story in a video game. So ultimately, after looking at the price tags and how, what was the GameStop scandal of, or was it EB Games at the time? I can't remember, but they were basically taking the used game copies and inflating the price like crazy. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to play this. Like, oh my gosh. So I was so set on knowing what this game was about. I actually went on YouTube and watched cutscenes of the game just to see what it was about, and I was so engrossed I watched all the way to the end. I skipped a lot of the gameplay because I was really interested in the story. fast forward a year or two, I can't remember the exact timing, but ultimately this was ported onto the 3DS, as we know. And at the point, I knew I had to grab a copy and play it, because I did have a 3DS Pro at the time, or new 3DS is what they called it. I still get stumped by that name, but I played the game again on the new 3DS and still loved it just as much. I have not played X, but for the sake of this event that we are having, I have done some homework on it.
Okay, that's good.
So I know a bit about the story. So I know what happens, but I won't get into the story yet because, we'll see what the questions bring.
Right.
But I did play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I definitely had to get a Switch for Breath of the Wild. So I had that already. And then when that was announced, I was like, all right, I'm going to get it. I think I got it a few months after release, played it and beat it once, loved it, didn't engross myself in the side stuff, the side content, deeply. I did some of it. So if there's any questions about that, it may stump me a little bit, but it's multiple choice, so we'll see what happens. And I've brushed up on my knowledge in the past few days about the first and second game again, because it has been a while. But I love both games dearly, and I'm very happy to be here. Although this is going to be very interesting, and I'm very excited. Very excited.
My man's been studying. He's been hitting the books. That's what I like to hear. Now, I do,
Or the YouTube.
without going too much into it, I do cater some of the questions to the person's experience that I know. So, don't worry, I'm not going to be super mean and have like 15 Xenoblade Chronicles X questions. Don't worry about that.
Okay, good.
But
because that would be more than 15, so that would scare.
Oh yeah. But all right, I think it's time that we dive into the questions here. So Chris, are you ready to begin?
I'm ready to become a Monado Heir.
All right.
Hopefully.
Let's get it. Let's find out if Chris right here is going to become our first Monado Heir here on the show. All right, Chris. First question, starting off here for 500 gold. In Xenoblade Chronicles, the Battle of Sword Valley takes place how long before the events of the main game? 2 years, 6 months, 1 year, or 3 years?
Oh no. How long did it take place? I know it's been a good amount of time. Dunban is worn down. Gosh.
Now,
this is gonna be a tough one. Okay.
Now,
yes?
if there's like a question that you need clarification on, I can help with that. So, like, what I mean by here, like the events of the main game. So, when we pick up with Shulk is what I mean.
Yes. How long from the open cutscene
Right.
scene with Dunban and company? So, in Xenoblade Chronicles, the Battle of Sword Valley takes place how long before the events of the main game? Oh my gosh. See, I'm not entirely confident on this. I know a good amount of time passes. I think 6 months is too soon. I could see it, maybe in 1 year might be too soon. So I'm leaning towards A and D. Gosh, I don't want to use a lifeline, but I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous and not confident 100% about the answer. At least not on this one. I might have to take a chance and use a lifeline, but at least there's 4 rather than 3.
Yeah, right. I have given you 4
original.
lifelines, so you have the options.
Yes, and the Shulk one is definitely going to be the worst one to use at this point, so that one we're not using.
Right. That's best to hold off. It's a late game lifeline.
I'm going to go ahead and really up the stakes and knock out one of my lifelines. I'm going to call on our scientist Klaus, and yeah, let's see what
You're going to use Klaus here? Okay. So with Klaus is a 50-50, so we're going to cross off 2 incorrect answers here. So we're going to cross off A and D here. So you are left with B and C.
Oh no. Okay, I can still see those, because ultimately I know what happens. Dunban gets worn out by the Monado. It's a lot for him to handle. When we see him again, his arm is very weak. He's lost a lot of strength. But that was a big battle, so even 6 months makes sense for that effect to have hit him in that way. So B and C. Oh no. I'm going to go with C, 1 year.
All right. Well, Chris, you're correct. You
Thank
you made it
goodness.
past the first question. You know, hopefully.
Big Klaus.
Hopefully, it's like, whew. Dude, my heart was kind of beating there a tiny bit too.
I know.
Answer for question number 1 is C, 1 year. So you did use your 50-50, so Klaus is now off the table as a lifeline, but you still have 3 more. So you still have like pretty much regular amount of lifelines going into this, you know?
Yeah.
So
that was my thought using 1. So
yeah,
it's all good.
good hands here.
Good.
So let's go question number 2. What is the name of the place in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 where Vandam's mercenaries are stationed? A. Fonset Village. B. Garfon Village. C. Torgoth. Or D. Fonsa Mima? So one of those.
One of those. C and D do not feel like the right answer. My gut was leaning towards B. Gosh, and I remember, I think this is one thing I meant to do was actually look up the locations again in my research, and I don't think I did that fully, so Fonset Village sounds like it does this, but I don't feel like that's, but I'm still leaning towards B. I don't know why, it was the first thing that popped out at me. Again, I'm not confident about C or D being the answer. I'm confident that it's not the answer. And if I'm wrong, that sucks. We're gonna go with B, Garfont Village. Final answer.
Chris, you are correct. Garfont Village is the correct answer.
Ooh,
Vandam,
right.
the leader of the Garfont mercenaries. So look at you, 1,000 gold in pocket right now.
Right there. I didn't have to use another lifeline. Gosh, these make me so nervous. I'll be honest. Like, I can only imagine what the participants, with this real money at stake, like how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
But 1,000 gold in our pockets. Yes, we can get some nice upgrades.
Okay. Well, we're now on to question 3. So, before Torna's conclusion in the events of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Amalphus had what role in Indol? A. Praetor. B. Consul. C. Tribune. Or D. Quester.
This is also an interesting one. One thing I did forget to mention, excuse me, is I did not complete the Torna DLC. Now that doesn't mean that the details of that event or story, I should say, isn't really explained in the second game, because it is. So this should be, this should still be in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I believe. But I believe playing the Torna DLC would have helped solidify this answer. Praetor sticks out to me as my instinctive choice right now. Consul I can see, but I could see it being the answer, but I don't remember that term being used as much with Amalphus' name, or title I should say. So I'm thinking Praetor, but I'm still thinking about this one. And so that's why I'm thinking, like, Praetor is my first thought with Amalthus' title, but that, as we know him in the base game, especially towards the end game, without any past cutscenes or flashbacks. Gosh, I'm really nervous on this one.
You still do have 3 lifelines to use. Those are definitely possibilities.
That's true. That's true. And we have, what, 13 questions left? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's gonna get a lot riskier later on. I'm just gonna have to be shooting my answers out there.
It's all good, because this is also just like, as a first episode, this is great practice for me to be able to figure out like how to gauge my questions and everything too. So you were kind of the test subject, so to speak.
Gosh, now I feel like I'm gonna have to go and play that Tournament DLC. I think it'd be a great time to go back to the Xenoblade universe too.
It's really good. I recommend it for sure. I think it like really strengthens a lot of characters that I kind of felt on in the base game. And it's really short. It's really well paced. But yeah.
Let's ask the audience. Let's get them involved, and then they can see me struggle from here on out. So this will be a good little push. So we're gonna use this for the question about Amalthus. I think that sounds fitting to me.
All right, everybody. So we're using our second lifeline here, Amalthus. This is going to be Ask the Audience. I'm going to put a straw poll there in the chat. You guys are going to have about 30 seconds. Actually, I'm not sure how with Twitch delay and everything like that. We'll give it a tiny bit longer, but I'll have you vote on it. Let's help out Chris, see if we can get him that answer, all right?
And just imagine if everyone's getting it right, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, the one struggling here. But it's been a while, though, so it's good to come back and get a refresher of...
No, exactly.
Even if I'm struggling, I'm having fun with it. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I wanted this to be a fun thing, for sure. All right, looks like the votes are in. All right, Chris, I don't even have to send you these votes, actually, because they're all in one category. So, we have 4 votes for D, Quester.
Quester? Oh my gosh, I don't even remember the term Quester. But if that's the consensus of the audience, I'm going to trust them with my full heart. We're gonna D.
D, Quester? Well, you'd be correct. D, Quester is the answer. So, Amalthus was the Praetor in the base game of Xenoblade Chronicles, and at the very end of Torna, he, via malicious means, got the role of Praetor, but he started as Quester Amalthus. Let's go into question 4. Which of these Monado arts Shulk uses in Super Smash Bros. Is not in Xenoblade Chronicles? And you know what, we're on to about 3,000, so let's get another song going on here. Mix it up a bit. Is it A, Smash, B, Buster, C, Speed, or D, Shield?
Okay, Smash, Buster, Speed, and Shield?
So which of these from Super Smash Bros. Does not originate from Xenoblade Chronicles?
That is going to be... Okay, it updated. I didn't see the visuals until now, so I had to clarify the answers. That would be Smash.
You'd be correct. Smash. So the 2 arts that Shulk has in Smash that don't originate from Xenoblade are Smash and Jump Art. All the other ones come from there.
Yep. Though he does have a good jump in the base game. He does.
It's an amazing jump. I love that moon jump, man.
It's right.
I hope they don't change that in the definitive edition. It's like the crazy physics are one of the things I really want to keep intact.
I know. Sometimes it's just like, what's going on? Like, it does feel like you're on a moon sometimes.
Well, congratulations. That's 4 questions down. So we're at the 5th question here. We're just short of the first checkpoint. You get this, you secured your 5,000 gold. What prize do you get? I don't really have anything planned. I'll come up with something later. I'll give you a prize at some point, depending on where you get. But, so.
You're telling me I'm not going to secure 5,000 gold if I get this right, Kevin? I thought you had the funding down.
I'm a poor grad student, man. What do you want from me?
That's true, that's true.
Alright, so question number 5. What is the name of the city that crashes onto the planet Mira and is inhabited by humanity in Xenoblade Chronicles X? Is it A, New Los Angeles, B, Neo Arcadia, C, Able City, or D, Detroit 2?
Right. I know New Los Angeles is the big city that they rename that is quote-unquote inhabited by humanity. I'm gonna go with New Los Angeles A.
Chris, is this your final answer?
Final answer.
That's wrong. That should not be Detroit 2. Why did I mark that as Detroit 2? No, you're correct. It is New Los Angeles. Why did I mark it as Detroit 2?
wait,
no, you're right. I don't know why I put it as Detroit 2. It is New Los Angeles.
Oh, you put the right answer. Okay. Oh no.
I think I was really proud of that fake answer, so that's why I put it there. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give you a heart attack. I gave myself a heart attack. I was like, wait, what? Okay, so yes, you were correct. It is New Los Angeles. You have secured 5,000 gold. Congratulations, Chris. You have made it on to the next one. You get a victory jingle.
All right, I'll take it. Yes. I may not hear the victory jingle now in our call, but I will hear that in the video later.
Yeah.
So I am pumped, hyped, a third of the way there.
So, but hey, you're 5 questions in. It's awesome.
Hey.
You still have 2 lifelines
third of the
too.
way there. I know. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to use them all in the first 4? I was like, I can't even really use the shulk one because it's not gonna help me that early on. But I'm feeling good, feeling good.
Well, at this point, our last two lifelines that we have are shulk. Again, it's a good end game lifeline because it's dependent. It could be any pool from the questions that you have remaining. And the other one that we have left is Aegis, which is phone a friend. So,
all right.
This next question is for 7,500 gold. Are you ready, Chris?
Let's do it. I am ready.
All right. So, complete this quote from Xenoblade Chronicles. You idiots! Crashing the mobile artillery into the blank. Is it A, the commercial district, B, the gate, C, an anti-air battery, or D, a house?
Oh gosh, where was this quote from? It's not coming to me right away, so I'm gonna have to go on some context clues here. Who would say you idiots? Gosh, it could be what would have crashed into one of these four things. For some reason, I'm not feeling that the commercial district would be one of them. Could be though, and I feel like the audience is probably like, it's this one. Come on, we're all in on this one. Anti-air battery sounds like a possible viable choice, but I'm not so sure. And the gate and house are also very generic. But I'm trying to think if there are any other like important gates. A house, I'm still not confident on because it just seems so generic. And based on the quote, this is definitely a serious matter here. You can't crash the mobile artillery into anything, of course. I mean, that's not good. I think there was a gate for Colony 6, if I remember, but I don't recall any crashes into that one. I am going to shoot my shot and go with C, an anti-air battery. Hold on, before I do that.
Now, you do have two lifelines if you are unsure again. You do have Ask the Audience as well as Shulk. Shulk might not help you as much. It's like a 1 in 10 chance, I think, that it can help you. But you could do Ask the... And not Ask the Audience, sorry. You could phone a friend, still with Aegis.
With Aegis, yeah. Maybe I'll do that, and maybe I can get some clarification of where this scene comes from, because even if I get and get the right answer, I suppose you could fill me in. But this is going to make a very interesting setup. But at the same time, this is also vague, so if we phone a friend, we could get, someone in the same boat as well who's not sure. Commercial district. Where's the commercial district? Gosh, this is such an interesting question. You picked a good one.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. You picked a good one here.
So I didn't just pick a random throwaway quote either. This one is a bit of a meme quote with among Xenoblade people, but...
I see. Okay. Yeah, see, it's been such a while since I've touched this game, to be honest. Which is sad because it's such a good one. But with a lot of these like JRPGs that can be so long and time consuming that you just have to plan to make the time for them.
So the question I think you need to ask yourself is, do you want to secure the next bag, or you just want to see how far you can go? What's your aim? What's your goal from this?
My goal is to see how far I can go, and if I use my phone a friend lifeline, the Shulk one I'm not going to rely on as far as I can go, because like you said, the chance of it being full is very low, and it's only a slight, so it's not going to give the answer as directly as a 50-50 or ask the audience or even a phone a friend.
Yeah.
So I am just going to close my eyes, take a deep breath, and I'm gonna go. Gosh, maybe it could be house too. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Let's see. I can't fully count those out, but going on a limb, We're going to say C, an anti-air battery. And if I get it wrong, I'm gonna beat myself up. But sometimes you gotta, risk it for the biscuit.
Chris.
In this case, the goal.
Now I have to ask, is that your final answer?
I know that question is an obligatory question, Kevin, and so I will answer with a resounding yes. That is my final answer.
Chris, I'm sorry. It is a house.
Oh no!
It is a house.
My instinct was telling me it might be a house. I was wondering if that might have been earlier in the game. And for some reason, house was sticking out, but I went with that.
When you said it could be house, I got this little smile on my face, like, oh, he could get it.
No.
He couldn't end up getting it. Yeah, so it is. Do you remember in the very beginning of the game the Colonel Square Stash, Colonel Vanguard, who's yelling at the soldiers in Colony 9?
Oh no! I remember the scene clearly.
He's yelling at them, "You idiots!
Back.
Crashing the mobile artillery into a house!"
Okay, so let me tell you, I was trying to think who would say "you idiots." First thought was, Mumcar might say that, metal phase, right? But I was like, he's not gonna call someone out for crashing a mobile artillery. I was like, that's not what's going on here. So I was so stumped. But as soon as you clarified in the beginning of the game, I was like, oh my gosh, where's this happen? I know it's early in the game, and you just hit the nail on the head. I can really visualize that scene perfectly.
Part of me,
open space, the soldiers. Oh no!
But hey, you secured 5,000 gold. Five questions there. It's not bad. I know you were kind of like, I want to see how far I could get into this, so I was like doing the Lifeline, super hesitant about it, but yeah. I'm gonna stop the sad music. Okay. Oh,
sad music. Oh no. And I can't hear any music, by the way, so I don't know how intense or how somber or serious the music is, or the mood. So.
I played the song that plays whenever somebody dies in Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Oh no. This quote is going to stick out to me, sore thumb now, when I play the definitive edition. So I will never forget this again. So even though I got it wrong, I think it'll be a fun little thing to poke fun at every time it comes up. So
it's always the thing.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
It's always the things that hit you hard that leave the biggest impact. I'm telling you, man.
My only regret is that I couldn't get a little bit farther for the audience to experience some more questions. But I know, Kevin, you have more of these planned. So I may not be the most ingrained in Xenoblade knowledge, and I know you said you have some harder questions for some of your friends that are going to be a part of this, so that'll be fun too. I'm excited to see some obscure quotes that pop up, if there are any, in your arsenal of questions.
I have one guest in particular that said they are the challenge, and so I said, oh, okay, challenge accepted then. So I'm not holding back with the questions on that person. That's for sure.
Good.
Well, we'll see if they're really the Xenoblade authority that they say they are. That'll be something to look forward to. I'm excited for that. But in terms of other guests on the show that are going to be happening, let me know if there's anybody you really would want to see on the show that do maybe an episode. And it doesn't have to be on stream necessarily, but I figured this would be a good way to kind of just show you what's to come, guys, as well as just kind of bring you in for this. We'll probably just change the Lifeline from Ask the Audience for those that don't want to be on the stream necessarily, which is totally fine. Yeah, I'm really excited. This is something I've wanted to do, just a Xenoblade quiz show for quite a while, and this seemed like a good format to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming along on this journey, and I'll probably save the other questions later for maybe a round 2 in the future, Chris, or something along those lines. But
I'd love to do that. Yeah.
And guys, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know maybe some suggestions about what you think I could change for future episodes of Who Wants to Be a Monado Heir, maybe about tweaking the questions a bit more, as well as maybe just format, or who you would like to see on the show. Just different stuff like that. So, alright. Well, I think that's going to be it for a bit of the stream here. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. Chris, thanks again for being on, and until next time, Wow, really messed up my outro there. Until next time, guys.
So good, you kind of live talking.